Live events, news, presentations, they're all coming at us in real time, streamed right to our screens. But what if I told you that for millions of people, there's this digital sound barrier that just locks them out completely? Well, today we're going to talk about how to smash right through it. Okay, let's be real. Have you ever jumped into a live webinar like 5 minutes late? It's chaos, right? You miss the intro, you have no idea who's talking, what the point is, you're just totally lost, scrambling to catch up. Okay, so take that feeling of being lost and just crank it up to 11. Imagine the sound isn't just missing for a second, it's off, permanently. That's exactly what it's like for millions of people who are deaf or hard of hearing every single time they try to watch live content online without captions. And that is what we're talking about when we say the digital sound barrier. It's this invisible but very real wall that completely cuts people off from, vital information, community events, even just entertainment, all because the audio isn't accessible the moment it happens.
And you got to understand, the scope of this is huge. We're talking company town halls, breaking news updates, heck, even live-streamed concerts. Without captions, they stop being shared experiences. They just become silent movies for a massive chunk of the population. So what do we do about it? How do we actually fix this?
Well, thankfully, we're not just guessing here. There's actually a super clear, internationally recognized standard for this exact problem. It comes from the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines. You'll hear people call it WCAG, and the specific rule we need to zoom in on is Success Criterion 1.2.4. And the rule itself? It's so direct, there's no wiggle room. It says, captions are provided for all live audio content in synchronized media. That's it. No ambiguity. If it's live and it has sound, it needs captions. Simple as that. And this isn't just a suggestion, it's a level A standard, which is pretty much the gold standard for accessibility laws all over the world. Now, you might see that term, synchronized media, and your brain might just go, uh-oh, tech jargon. But don't worry, it's really not that complicated. All it means is any content where the sound and the picture are meant to be experienced together. Think about it. A news broadcast, that webinar we mentioned, a concert stream. If they're happening at the same time, will they have to be accessible at the same time? But here's the thing. Meeting the standard is about way more than just slapping a raw transcript on the screen and calling it a day. No, there's a real art to creating captions that give you a truly equivalent experience. It's about capturing the entire sound of a moment, not just the words. So what makes a caption great instead of just okay? It really boils down to 3 key things. First, obviously, you need the dialogue, the actual words being spoken. Second, you absolutely need speaker ID, who is talking right now. And third, and this one's super important, you need to include key sounds, things like music or laughter. Why? Because that's where all the emotional context is. Let me show you exactly what I mean. A basic subtitle might just say, "That's fantastic." Okay, fine. But a quality caption, it tells you the whole story. It says, "CEO Miller, that's fantastic. Audience cheers." See the difference? Now you know who said it, and you can feel the energy of the room's reaction. It's the difference between just reading words and actually being in the moment. All right, so we get the what and the why. Now for the big question. How do we actually do this? How do creators and developers make it happen? It might sound super technical and scary, but honestly, it boils down to a process that's way more straightforward than you might think. It's basically a 2-step dance. Step 1, you gotta generate the captions in real time. This is often done using something called a CART service, that's Communication Access Real-Time Translation. It's usually a real person, a professional, typing everything out as it happens for the best accuracy. Step 2, you deliver those captions. Your video player just needs to be able to show that text stream right alongside the live video, perfectly in sync. Now, when it comes to delivering them, you've got 2 main flavors. You have open captions, which are burned right into the video itself. They're always on, you can't turn them off. Then you have closed captions. That's the little CC button we all know and love. Those are sent as a separate track. And this is a huge deal because it puts the user in control. They get to decide if they want them on or off. Okay, let's bring this all home. Because when you get right down to it, adding live captions isn't just about checking a box on a compliance list or following some technical rule. It's about something way bigger. It's about the very real, very human impact of tearing down these barriers we've built. I mean it. This is so much more than just a task on a to-do list.
It's a fundamental shift in how we think about our audience. It's about who we decide to include in the conversation and who we might be leaving out. So, at the end of the day, when you add good, high-quality live captions, you're not just putting words on a screen. You're providing equal access to information. You're creating a digital experience that's truly inclusive. And yeah, you're breaking that digital sound barrier we started with. And you're making darn sure that everyone gets a seat at the digital table.
So as we finish up, let me leave you with this one thought. When you make your live content accessible, you're doing more than just making it audible. You're making people's voices, their stories, their ideas understandable to everyone. So the real question is, whose voice are you going to amplify next?